so funny. I've been talking about this stuff for years, but now we've got really cutting edge data on this stuff. Another major thing I want everybody to focus on from today forward is their omega-3 fatty acids. A lot of folks have heard of this. Now we have a wonderful study that was just released, and it's highlighted in Eat Smarter, where they're looking at the ratio of omega-3 fatty acids to omega-6 fatty acids in human tissue. The ratio as we evolved was about 3 to 1, omega-6 to omega-3s. And omega-6 are known to be the kind of more pro-inflammatory of the omega-3, of the omega family. Omega-3s are more of anti-inflammatory. But omega-6 are important. They're important for many processes in the body. But when that ratio gets skewed, we see increased inflammation, which inflammation is tied with every hormonal problem you can name. And I talk about that as well. And also inflammation in the brain. And so now that ratio is 20 to 1, 30 to 1 for some people, omega-6s to omega-3s. And what they found in this particular study was that as folks improve their omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is directly correlated with decreased body fat. This is a major regulator of what your fat is doing, right? Your fat communicates with each other. The fats you consume, part of the problem is, I know I was indoctrinated with the idea that eating fat makes you fat. You know, I thought we were past this, but we're not, because it keeps coming up in the media every now and then. Like, saturated fat is gonna kill you. And I've got studies that show the opposite. Not to say, but they're not taking into account. One thing you can do immediately is improve your omega-3 ratio. All right, so avoid consuming things that are extremely high in these inflammatory omega-6s, which for most of us, we primarily get that through these highly processed seed oils, right? So corn oil, so-called vegetable oil, which is not, it's not damn broccoli oil.
Right.
Like these are highly processed seed oils. And dude, what happens like canola oil, even at Whole Foods, if you go to a hot food bar, if it's open, a lot of it's cooked in canola oil, right? It's organic canola oil, healthy. No, canola oil is what it takes to make these oils. They smell and taste disgusting. They would, but they have to be deodorized, highly processed and refined. And then, even that in of itself should tell you, because these oils are very delicate. They're very delicate. It makes them rancid and increases their, the capacity of oxidative stress for your body. I would say number one, very important, olive oil is not highly processed, right? It's often cold, it can be cold pressed and is bottled in dark glass bottles because it's sensitive to light. The number one source is through fish, cold water fish. Now, some people listen like, well, I can't do that, I don't mess with the fish. And some people, I've heard this so many times in my years of clinical work that, they're vegetarian. I'm sorry, they say they're vegetarian, but I only eat fish. It's more like I don't eat meat. If you don't eat fish, that's okay. There's other ways. However, this is the most dense source that humans have been eating the longest. If we're talking about real whole food sources, which we want food first. And so, specifically, I'm saying this because of the DHA and EPA. These are the omega-3s that are clinically proven to have all the benefits I've been talking about, whether it's cognitive performance and or stuff with the metabolism. There are omega-3s in plants, but they're in the form of ALA, all right? ALA is very different. Your body can convert some of your ALA into EPA in krill oil or algae oil. Now, to be clear, 99.9% of the studies on the effectiveness of omega-3s, they're done on fish and fish oil, not these other things. The oil, the compounds are there, but we just don't know if they have the same effect. Okay, so just be aware of all that stuff. Green leafy vegetables we covered, omega-3s. One other thing I want to make sure everybody walks away with today, because we talked a little bit about the macronutrients, but there's not just 3. So in school, again, we're taught fats, proteins, carbohydrate. There's actually 6. The other one's alcohol is a macronutrient. And we talk about that, all the ins and outs of that as well, which we can't even get into that, but you gotta read it. The data is bananas.
Yeah.
Not to say good or bad, but you need to know.